Today, I'm here to tell you that I am running for governor of the state of Vermont. I'm running for governor of Vermont because I believe we have a greater and brighter future ahead of us. I'm running for governor of Vermont because I believe we need to put Vermonters first and create new and exciting opportunities for the people who live here. I'm running for governor of Vermont because I believe we need to adopt a pro-growth agenda and create a vibrant and creative economy that serves all Vermonters. I'm running for governor because I believe that this little state, filled with thousands of hardworking, independent, strong-willed people, can become an economic dynamo for New England and become the next great place to be. Most of all, I'm running for governor because I love Vermont. I love the people that work here, I love our spirit, I love our attitude. And to me, there would be no greater honor than to work on behalf of all Vermonters as your next governor. There's a time and a place for confetti and balloons and everything that you expect at a kickoff event. But this is not that time and this is not that place. As I said before, there's a difficult legislative session right around the corner. And I was sent here by the people of Franklin County and Alburgh to represent them in the Vermont State Senate. So my primary focus until the session concludes is to represent my constituents to the best of my ability. And after the session ends, well, that'll be the time for confetti and balloons. Because what I will offer to the people of Vermont in my campaign for governor is a solid, fiscally responsible program designed to inspire Vermonters with a promise of a better tomorrow for our children and our grandchildren. A few weeks ago, I was talking to a small group in Franklin County about the upcoming legislative session and about the challenges I see facing Vermont. And I was honest with them about those challenges, and above all else, what the people of the state need and expect is honesty. We're just coming out of the greatest natural disaster the state has seen in generations. We're recovering from it thanks to the Herculean efforts of hundreds of state and local workers, the talent of scores of private contractors, and the incredible initiative of thousands of Vermonters spontaneously helping their neighbors. It was such an important moment for Vermont. It was important because it proved who we really are. It showed the whole world just how tough Vermonters can be. We pulled together and we stood tall. And this tiny state will recover and be stronger, smarter, and better than ever. But as I said, I had to be honest with my audience, and so this is what I told them. Irene is not the only storm. It's not our only challenge. We face challenges in education. We spend more per K through 12 student than almost any place else in the nation, yet we're almost last in support of higher education. And we have an educational finance system that we cannot afford and that no one can understand. Let's invest in the programs and methods that work and make sure that our money is helping us create a better foundation for Vermont students. We face challenges in growing new jobs and creating new opportunities in Vermont. Vermonters can't find good-paying jobs, while our employers complain that they can't find qualified workers. We need to support and listen to Vermont employers and understand the economic environments in which they operate. We will need smart economic development policies, a strong infrastructure, and a fair and efficient regulatory environment to help unleash Vermont's vast amount of energy and creativity. And unleashing that economic energy could create a new era of prosperity for all Vermonters. We face challenges in making sure our citizens have access to affordable, high-quality health care choices, and that they have the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care future. What the Sumlin administration has given us is the prospect of a utopian single-payer system, and they won't tell us how much it will cost, how we will pay for it, what will be covered, and how it will impact our hospitals and our doctors. Think about the illogic. How on earth can we say it saves money when we don't know what it will cost? We need to address healthcare spending, absolutely. We need to make sure that no family is bankrupted by healthcare cost. And we must ensure that health insurance is available to everyone, not because it's a human right, but because it's the right thing to do. And if people like their health care coverage, they should be able to keep it. We face challenges in keeping our people safe and making sure that our law enforcement community has the moral support as well as the resources it needs. Looking the other way is not a strategy, not as long as we live in the United States of America. In these and so many other areas, I believe our present administration is falling short. They're good at politics, they're good at promising all things to all people, they're great at dealing with the press, but my experience tells me that Vermonters want more. So everybody knows Vermont loves its incumbents, but in thinking about this race, I had an epiphany. I recall that I have run 4 races, 2 for the Senate and 2 statewide races. In 3 of those 4 races, 75%, an incumbent was defeated. Unfortunately, in one of those races, the incumbent was me by 110 votes. But incumbents are not invulnerable, especially when we have a governor who is so clearly on the wrong track. I believe that Peter Shumlin's a good man, but I believe that he is blindly steering Vermont's ship of states toward the shoals. Peter Shumlin's policies, especially the areas of healthcare and energy, are built on rosy assumptions and wishful thinking constructed on a foundation of quicksand. If my travels around the state have taught me anything, it's this. Vermonters don't want to live in a laboratory for change. They don't want to be guinea pigs or lab rats in a grand social experiment. Vermonters simply want to have a fair shake, an honest shot at the opportunities that lie before them and the ability to lead their lives the way they want to lead them. Vermonters want a clean environment, but with clear, easy-to-understand rules and regulations to keep it that way. Vermonters want to have good jobs and good schools in safe towns with a government that inspires them to achieve their goals and that otherwise stays out of their lives. Vermonters want a government that protects them from crooks and makes sure there's a level playing field in the marketplace. Vermonters want a government that does its job well. Vermonters want leaders that inspire and point the way to a better tomorrow. Vermonters want to believe that we can do better. Before I finish, there's one last thing I wanted to share with you, and that is the overwhelming feeling that I wish my parents were here today. They're the ones who taught me about education, hard work, and perseverance. Both of my parents were college graduates, something that was very rare for African Americans who grew up in the Depression. My mom went to college under the GI Bill because her father died in uniform in World War I. She began her career as a French teacher in a segregated school in the South. My dad, at a towering 5'7", believe it or not, got a basketball scholarship that paid for his college education. He served in the Army in Europe in World War II, and then went on to get a law degree also under the GI Bill. They instilled in me a belief in the importance of education as a pathway to the future. They taught me that if you work hard enough, there's nothing that you can't do. Each and every day when I wake up, I think of them, and I am so grateful for their inspiration and for the values they instilled in me. I feel so lucky to live here in this great state, filled with so many wonderful people who, like my parents, share these same values. There's no better place on earth than right here, right now, in the state of Vermont. And there would be no greater honor for me than to serve the people of this great state as your next governor. I hope that I'll have the opportunity to have all of you by my side once the campaign begins, and I thank you all for being here today.